So here's an update of the things that have been going on. I made a video of a little rototiller that I picked up. It was actually given to me. I did a little work to it, got it running again, and I sold that. Fixed up and sold a push mower for a guy at work. Sold my, what was it, a 261 John Deere finish mower, the 3-point one I had. Sold that. And I still have it, but it's not mine anymore, the John Deere 70. I sold that too. So that's just going to go to another home so it can be enjoyed. I mean, I don't really use the 70. I bought this to play around with. And here's an update on it. I took the belt guard off. It's right here. My mower clutch tensioner that I used to shut the mower on and off is right there. Yeah, I had an issue with this. The tranny went. It locked up. I was driving it, and the brake doesn't work on this because the seal around the brake shaft is loose, or worn rather, and oil drips out all over the brake pad and drum, so the brake effectively doesn't work. At least that's my analysis of what's going on with it. So in order to shift gears on a transmission like this, they're not synchro, of course, so you come to a complete stop. In this case, since the brake doesn't work, you got to get it in a place where it won't roll. Level ground, preferably. Or if you're around a ditch, you get it just so it won't roll. And I was in such case. And the tractor was not moving. I think I was shifting from, here's first, I think I put it in second. And something went wrong. I don't know what happened. It grabbed two gears at the same time, or it still shifts in all the gears. That's the weird part. I'm not sure what's up with it. It rolls, it shifts in all the gears. I mean, if I put it in gear, it won't do anything. It won't roll. I mean, sure, there's a little bit of play. That's just how they are. But I have, let's see, 3 other tractors using very, very similar transmissions to this. They're all Peerless transmissions. Both my 210s have a 2300 series. I think this is a 1200 series. And the 70, I don't know if that's a 1200 series or something else, but it's the same thing as this, basically, roughly. They all have the same shift pattern except the 2300 series. This would be second on a 2300, and then it comes over one more for your granny low gear for tilling or snowblowing. This just doesn't have the granny gear. But what happened is, when I let off the clutch to start moving, it made a bang. I mean, a real loud bang from the transmission, and it stalled the engine out. The engine didn't throw its rod or anything. It still runs, to my knowledge. Turns freely. Yep, you can hear it. The engine seems like it's fine. I tried to start it after it happened, but the transmission doesn't even, the pulley down here, it'll turn a little bit, but it won't spin all the way around. So it ate a gear up in the inside of the transmission or something. I'm not exactly sure how it happened, why it happened, but it did. So you know the rules of restoring old tractors and working on them. It's 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, unfortunately. What can you do? So I guess that I will not only be learning more about a K181, I've never worked on one, but I'll also be learning about a Peerless 1200 series transmission. And a 2300 series, because the one on my 210 is pretty badly worn. Here's my 1980, what is it, 84 K241 off my nice 210. And look what I've got here. I don't know which one's which yet. I think this is the gasket set for this color. Here's the rings for it. And these ones are smaller. These ones here go to that. So now I've got the gaskets to rebuild both engines. I still have to measure the bore in this engine, before I order the rings, of course, and I'll get rings for this. And that's about as much of an update as I got in this. I'm gonna disconnect the belt. That's why I've got the shroud off. I just gotta get this little guy here off, hit the clutch pedal. Well, that's another thing. You push the clutch pedal in when the engine's not running on this tractor, it won't go down all the way. It's weird. I don't understand why. So it won't release full tension off this, and you've got no brakes when the engine isn't running. So I gotta figure out what's up with that. Well, if my brake worked, I'd have no brakes when the engine isn't running. I guess I should phrase it that way. And I'm surprised the muffler came off without too much trouble. I just put a little heat to it. I've got the special WD-40. It's new, I think, and it came right out without a problem. Yes, let's see here. This is good stuff. So, yep, that's the 110 update. Unfortunately, it's not a good one. Okay, something odd has happened. When I disconnected the drive belt from the variator here, this was actually very easy to work on the belts. I'm turning the transmission right now, all the way. Don't mind the sounds. I mean, the idler pulley, I mean, I don't have the belt routed correctly, so it's just making a little bit of a grinding noise. It's just the belt and the pulleys. It's turning all the way around. It's going to go backwards. I'm pulling the belt the wrong direction, but I think what happened is I think it cleaned a tooth off one of the gears, because it's moving. No matter, I still have to open up the transmission to replace some seals and some bearings, so I'll give it a good look over when I'm in there. But that's uplifting that it does still seem to move, because before that pulley wouldn't turn all the way around. It would stop, it would hit something, and it was enough to actually stall the engine out. 2 or 3 times I tried it. So, well, the engine is disconnected. We'll roll this thing forward a little bit. Yeah, it brakes now. Sort of, not really. Put it in gear so we don't roll. Step on that and give it about some choke, some throttle. Nothing wrong with the engine, I'm glad. She runs real nice.